These are the wheels, and they are the first part of assembly. First thing you need to notice is that there are two kinds of wheels. There's one where it takes a bearing, so we have to do the assembly with that. The other where it just has a shaft. So I'm guessing that the shafted wheels connect to the motor, to the motors, and then these wheels are just free running. Pretty impressive that they are using bearings. That kind of indicates pretty high quality. Also, for these two, they need to be assembled differently. There's this this piece here. It's hard to see in the video, but you can see it's an unusual shape. Well, in one wheel they go on like this, on the other wheel they go on reverse like that. And so it's all pretty spelled out in the manual. So basically I want you to put one of these, let's see, how many sides is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to put these two of these hex pieces on, then the circular piece, and for the first one they want the little notch to the right, so it goes like that. Then we're going to take the bearings, which came out of the bag of nuts and bolts, and oh boy, can I do this? Yeah. So the bearing is going to go in here, and it goes kind of, you can see the bearing is tapered, kind of tapered, but there is an outside rim here. That outside rim goes on this side. Okay. Like that. Next we have an M425 screw and an M4 self-locking nut. M4 stands for 4mm, by the way. It's very important that you use the self-locking nut here on these wheels, because otherwise as they spin and turn and drive around, your wheels might fall off if you don't use the self-locking nut. And by the way, the hardware that Sunfounder is providing here is phenomenal. It's really nice to have good packages of hardware. It looks like it's high quality and well thought out. And as I always do when I have one of these kits, I save the bags because you never know when you're going to need a bag. So finding a little container to put these extra bags in, they are awesome to have when you need them. So now the screw goes in from the bearing side, and then of course down through all these other pieces like this. And get that started. Locate their screwdriver and their handy dandy wrench tool. Save the bag in the bag of bags. And I'm guessing that it's this one. Let's see if it's marked. It's not really marked, but you'll figure it out. And then let's tighten this down. Now you'll notice with these self-locking nuts, basically the way these things work is they have a little Teflon insert on the back side. So as you screw the screw in from this side, it'll start to hit that Teflon insert, and that will put some resistance and drag as you're turning the screw. So you have to make sure that you get that screw into that Teflon section, and you can tighten it down. It's going to take some muscle to do this, but you don't, I mean, you can see the nut moving around still. This is not tight enough. Even though it takes a lot of pressure on the screwdriver, it's still not done. So you keep turning it until you can't turn it anymore. And now you can see it doesn't wiggle. But you can also see it doesn't turn. So maybe that's too tight. Let's back off a little bit. Okay, so I backed off. You can see, oh, it's a little bit loose, a little bit wiggly, but now it's free turning on the bearing. So I had tightened it too much, and the bearing wouldn't let it turn freely. You really want these things to turn freely, even if they wobble a little bit. You want this thing to just spin as easily as it can spin. Otherwise, your car won't go as fast as it can go. So now we have the first one assembled. Do that to the second one. Make sure that on the second one, the notch is on this side instead of the side.